Well, I just got my care package from Hammer Performance probably about 2 hours ago. So, what was it today? October 13 or something like that. Anyway, 13 or 11, something like that. But we're just a top end kit for it, and it's an '89 Sportster, so let's get 1200 already. Actually, it was an 883, but way back in 1990, they didn't do the conversions the way they do them now. They just kind of scooped out the heads and stuff. So I'm using I got the kit for the stock freaking Sportster 1200. Actually, there's nothing left on that thing. That's an 883 at all. So, oh, here's the gaskets. These are much better than the originals. Let me put these little things all over the place. See, I'm working on the El Camino. That's a 78 El Camino. I just put in the back brake things on it, wheel cylinder, brake cylinder, but that car outlasted 2025 today. Keep the old stuff, just like the Harleys, man. You'll outlast. Well, I don't know about the 2025 Harleys, but the 2025 cars, forget about it. So he's got a mark here front and rear. So I opted for, you know, the piston's already installed with the rings gapped and everything. It's got the wrist pin in there and stuff. So, and it says here, I read these directions a bunch of times. I've done the top end on a Sportster about a long time ago, more than 30 years ago, and I have taken off. I have also removed the heads. I had to clean up some garbage that was in there one time. I got sabotaged on my gas tank. So I've done that before, which is almost the top end. The only thing you have to do after that is pull up the cylinders. And a year and a half ago or so, I had put locker rockers up in the rocker boxes and new lifters and new S&S push rods, fueling lifters. So that's kind of like halfway to the top end. I should be able to do this no problem, but I'm going to take my time on it. And all right, so here's the cylinders. He's got a marked front and rear, so that's cool. I didn't even think there was a difference, to tell you the truth, but because the 1250 kit, according to what I want to called up, they said that you don't have to worry about which way the pistons go with the exhaust valve or the intake side. Like with the Harley standard pistons, you got to make sure they're facing a certain way, because the intake valve is bigger than the exhaust valve and stuff, and the clearances. So these are all set up. The rings are gapped. The pistons are compressed in there, so you'd have to slide them out slightly, and then you put your pins in there. Now it's got the directions here. I read these directions a bunch of times. I'm not going to freaking rush doing this job, because that's why I got the 883, the other 91 Sportster. Because this way, if I have to do anything major on this bike, I'm not going to say, oh, I got to get this thing on the road, so that I take my sweet butt time. But look at that packaging, man. A lot of packaging in there. It says fragile up there, right? So, my thing is, I don't even know if I had like $50 million, would I buy a brand new Harley? Maybe not. I would spend money on the aftermarket people, and maybe I'd have a $30,000 bike or more out of components from the real people that hold up Harley Davidson, like this guy, Hammer Performance, and all the competitors like Fueling, Zippers, S&S, what the hell else? Even RevTech, even is not. That's a bigger company, but all these companies that are doing this stuff that are not like giants compared to Harley Davidson, they're the ones really keeping it alive, because actually any shortcomings of the motor gets fixed by the aftermarket guys, So anyway, we'll get this done. I just figured I'd make a quick video on this stuff. These guys, I can tell you that years ago, like on the 1989 Sportster, they got from 86 to 90, they got the stator in the what do you call it? The freaking inside the clutch cell. That's not a good design. You know, they came out with that. I think on the very last uh, Ironhead Sportsters, maybe too. Maybe they had an 85 or something, but the weights would come off, the starter ring would spin because it was pressed onto the clutch shell. Well, the aftermarket fixed that. I think it was up in Zippers. I don't even think they do this anymore. It was a machine shop guy that did it. He put all the weights for the magnets in the clutch shell for the stator, like to work with the stator. He put them in a nylon basket. He used better glue and stuff, and he shaved them down so they won't, like, if the thing wobbles, it doesn't hit the stator and ruin everything. I've been running that for freaking many years now with no problem. You know, I know Harley fixed it, and the aftermarket fixed it later, but machine shops fix stuff too. So I'd urge you to check these guys out. I don't even know. I was thinking about putting a little better oil pump on my bike, but what I'm going to do right now today is I'm going to change the oil on it before I take it apart. This way I know the oil is going to be all primed. And I got one of those reusable racing filters. It's only got like 1,000 miles on it, which I've already done. The carburetor. I had a 185 main jet and it with the Dynajet, and I put a 190 in it just to make sure. This is a 1250 kit, so I got a 1200. I got to worry about what the bottom end is okay. Probably is. I would assume it is. It's an S&S freaking bottom end, and it's got S&S rods in it and shit. But who knows? Man, the cylinders on that. I know why they broke. The other ones screwed up because way back in 1990, 91 and stuff, we didn't have all this information on the internet. I got a Dynajet kit, and I never changed the main jet from a 170. And on the highway, you know, even though I was running Marvel Mystery Oil and gas all the time on the highway, it must have burned up the pistons. And I changed the jets later on, years later, after I found out about it. But that initial damage could have been done way back in California many years ago, running in the desert on highway speeds. I don't know. I just hope nothing else is wrong with it. But you know, I would just persevere and just go with aftermarket machine shops and stuff like that versus screwing around with Harley Davidson unless they get their act together.